and some of the technical points I am going to discuss with you. Of course, in the coming sessions, you will be having the practical classes also. And of course, whatever I am going to cover today, in one or the other way, you can experience those things in a practical sessions by other experts as well. So because of time constraint, I could not include any practical demo as such in this presentation, but I try to give you the very fundamental and very important ideas and the concepts that have already been used in the healthcare. So with that, definitely you can find a lot of opportunity to explore many more such innovations based on your research in the coming days. Because hello. Okay. ಅಲ್ಲ ಈ ಸ್ಟುಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಗರ್ಸು ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಎನಿಯೋ ಫೈನ್. Because of the technology, this lecture is being recorded, and also because the participants at the last bench need to hear comfortably, and because of that we are using these electronic gadgets. Okay friends, let me begin the session. I don't know how many of you are already into this particular domain, but I believe that even though you have not explored much in this domain as a faculty members or as a researchers, and definitely you can understand many of these concepts and the points, and I am sure that it will motivate you to take up your research in the coming days if you have not yet started your research, and if you are planning to define a very good research problem for your doctoral degree. So with this background, let me start the session with a meaningful quote. A great thinker was asked, what is the meaning of life? He replied, life itself has no meaning, it's an opportunity to create meaning. So very, very interesting and very motivating quote. So with this, the topic of today's session is scope of AI in healthcare. And of course, I have already been introduced to you. In case if you have any clarifications as such, you can write to me with this email ID, hsnagendraswamy @uni-mysore.ac.in. I think I made a mistake, sorry. This should be HSN Swamy. HSN Swamy. If at all you want to send a mail to this, you please make a small correction that hsnagendraswamy@gmail.com. Okay, in case if you have any clarifications or any suggestions as such, you please feel free to contact me over this mail. So with this, there is an important quote on health. Person who has health has hope, and who has hope has everything. So many times we have everything but we don't have health, then we cannot do anything. We have to be mentally and physically fit if at all we want to accomplish something in our life. So that's how health has a top priority in everybody's life. The groundwork for all happiness is good health, and when health is absent, wisdom cannot reveal itself, art cannot manifest, strength cannot fight, wealth becomes useless, and intelligence cannot be applied. So for everything, we should have a good health. And that's how a lot of researchers and technocrats have contributed more into this particular sector, and we expect many more such innovations in future so that we can build a very strong network of healthcare technology which can provide a good health for every individual, through which every young researcher and a technocrat can think in an innovative way and contribute to the society and also to the nation. So that is what is the main idea with this important course by the great people. So with this, my presentation outline covers introduction to AI and healthcare, followed by medical imaging modalities. And many of you might have already experienced with this medical imaging modalities. If not, no issue, I try to cover some of the important points. In case if you have already experienced, you please feel free to talk to me if you have any doubts or any clarification as such. Okay? Then the tools used for medical image analysis, medical image analysis techniques, key tasks involved in medical image processing, applications of medical image processing in healthcare, data sets used in the domain of healthcare, and few works related to machine learning and deep learning techniques for medical image processing, and statistics about modalities, techniques and trends used in medical image processing, then summary and conclusion. So you may wonder how come I focus more onto medical image processing, because medical image processing is one very important area where you can work on and you can contribute a lot of things to healthcare that you can understand with many more points which I am going to cover in this technical talk. So to start with, what is artificial intelligence? Of course, the first few slides doesn't have too much of discussion. It is just understanding, and just for the sake of continuity and completeness, I have covered few points. Of course, many of you are already aware of these definitions and also the concepts, but I am just going through these slides for the sake of completeness and continuity. So, as you already understood that AI is a branch of science which model machines to find solutions to complex problems in a more human-like fashion. We have already witnessed. ChatGPT is one such example. If I ask ChatGPT to write a poem on some occasion, maybe on a birthday or in a wedding ceremony or an Independence Day or any festival as such, it will give you some poem, right? And also we have witnessed many intelligent decisions taken by the artificial intelligence, where today we have reached a level where robots can perform operations in a contactless, in a very crucial conditions. So that is what the importance of AI today. It attempts to build systems that exhibit intelligent behavior and understand intelligence in order to model it. Sorry, let me put it in a yes. So here it attempts to build systems that exhibit intelligent behavior, understand intelligence in order to model it. So definitely, if at all we want to build any AI tool, first we should understand what is the purpose of that AI tool and how we can model intelligence, and we can build such a tool so that it helps me or assists me in making decisions. So that's how it plays a very significant role, and we will understand in the coming interactions. So artificial intelligence is the future of next generation technology which we have already witnessed, right? Even I think the advanced WhatsApp what you are using, there is a Meta AI. I think you might have already noticed it. If you click on it, and you can get more information regarding that, a particular tool as such. So that's how it has become part and parcel of every technology and our day-to-day life. Okay, So that is the importance. So here is a technical definition for what exactly is the artificial intelligence. AI can be broadly defined as a technology that can learn and produce intelligent behavior. Now look at, here is an example of a medical imaging modality where we have an input of an image. It is just a pixel. Those who have already understood the image processing, you can understand what is an image. It is just nothing but a collection of pixels where each pixel has an intensity value between 0 and 255. It's a grayscale image, or if it's a color image, it has a 3-channel RGB. Given that image, there is an AI process which you have designed. The researchers have designed an AI process, and that detects whether there is a tuberculosis or not by just observing this X-ray image. And that is what is the intelligence. Now you may wonder, why we need this technology? Why can't we expect doctor to do it? Of course, in the previous years, the doctors were doing this. But definitely whenever there is a human who can make a decision, there is a chance that we can expect, we can accept that there will be more error. Because when we had visited Kidwai Hospital, Bangalore, and when we interacted with the doctors there, and they were explaining that the importance of this AI techniques, the reason is even the doctors commits mistakes, and that is more than 32%. Right? A pathology doctor, if wrongly diagnoses the disease, then he will tell that a person has a cancer, where there is no cancer at all. There are many such instances. How can we overcome this? Because definitely human beings are subjected to error prone if not done properly. If you expect the doctors to perform a pathology a day continuously for 6 hours or so, then definitely the doctor will be tired of. Then that proficiency will degrade. But if we assist the doctor with a technology like AI tool, then definitely we can reduce that error and we can provide the more promising results. And that's what is the idea here. Then another example here, there's an audio clip, as you're already aware of it. There is an AI process in it which recognizes the speech, I feel good today. So today it has become very common to each one of us. Most of the times we don't type a text. You can speak. Automatically the system can understand your voice and it can automatically call a particular person, right? And just by searching through the contact. And many examples you have already seen, right? Okay, Alex, you have already witnessed it. You can just ask a simple question. Play a particular music. It automatically searches and play music. So there are such kind of devices which are intelligent enough in performing the tasks which we have already witnessed in our day-to-day life. But here are some examples, great personalities who spoke about the artificial intelligence. And here is the Sundar Pichai, and CEO of Google. He says, AI is the main tool behind new age innovation and discoveries like driverless cars or disease detection algorithm that we have already witnessed. Now we are expecting autonomous vehicle. But I think that is in need, right? Because today the people have forgotten the traffic rules. Even though there are traffic rules, they don't follow, right? And because of that, a lot of accidents may happen in a very traffic area. So maybe if we integrate the technology, definitely we can overcome some of the issues as such. And another great personality, Elon Musk, as you already heard about it, founder and CEO of Tesla SpaceX. And he says, artificial intelligence will be vastly smarter than any human and would overtake us by 2025. And this is the statement which surprised everyone and worried about, in fact. And very recently in one of the news I heard that artificial intelligence, many a times the AI agent will not listen to your instruction. They have proved it. And that is really scary. But you have to be very, very careful while designing any such kind of AI agents. Because sometimes if there is no proper instruction given to the system, then the AI agent will automatically assume and it will take the decision on its own. So whatever the code and whatever the algorithm you should design should be very precisely defined, and there should not be any scope for any AI agent to assume and take a decision. Okay, so that's where we need to understand the future generations of AI technology and how we can overcome such kind of scenarios, right? And then Barack Obama, the former president of USA, generalized AI is worth thinking about because it stretches our imaginations and it gets us to think about our core values and issues of choice. Of course, you might have already heard that AI can be classified into a narrow AI or a weak AI, and then strong AI or generalized AI and super AI. But now we are working with narrow AI. AI designed for a particular applications, but now the technocrats and the researchers are thinking in that direction where we can even design a generalized AI. Okay, so that's where this statement is very valid. And then Jeff Bezos, founder and CEO Amazon, we are now solving problems which machine learning and AI that were in the realm of science fiction for the last several decades. We all have watched a movie by Rajinikanth, Robo 2.0, and even earlier to that, how the robots take over the human beings. And we have seen those in the movies and the fictions, but now it has become a reality. But what it reminds us, so we have to be always aware of the dangers which these AI machines can create in future. But we should always have a kind of firewall where we should not allow them to attack on ourselves, right? So that's where we have to be much more intelligent. Of course, even the experts have suggested that any AI tool cannot replace the human being. It can just assist. But during the process, if we don't understand properly the whole scenario and the setup, sometimes it may take over us, and we have to be much more intelligent in terms of decision making than the artificial intelligence machines. So with this, here are some important clarifications regarding, because many of us sometimes we confuse with these terminologies: AI, machine learning, deep learning, and then computer vision, then image processing, natural language processing, and linguistic processing. And these are the major areas where contributes a lot of things to the artificial intelligence, a realization of artificial intelligence. And many of you may work on, sorry, one minute. Thank you. Okay. Teachers ಗೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಏನಮ್ಮ? ಮೈಕ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಇದು. ಅವಾಗ ಮೈಕ್ ಓಕೆ. ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಓಕೆ. ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಈ ಕಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಓಕೆ. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಕೈ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ಎಸ್ ಕಿವಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸರ್, ಕಿವಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಎಸ್ ಓಕೆ. ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಹಾಂ ಈಗ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮು ಒಂದು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ಮೆಂಟೆಡ್ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಮತ್ತು ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಒಂದು ಡೆಮೋ ಇತ್ತು. ನೀವು ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದೇ ಥರದ್ದು ಸೆಟಪ್ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು experience the augmented reality and virtual reality where it looks like almost we are traveling in the space, right? Okay, anyhow, thank you. I was just talking about the importance of these domains which contributes more to artificial intelligence. Okay, so let me quickly cover up the importance of each of these domains, and you can definitely plan to work in any of these domains. But of course, artificial intelligence is an umbrella activity, and it's a broad concept encompassing the idea of creating machines that can perform tasks that typically requires human intelligence. And this includes reasoning, learning, problem solving, and perception that we already understood. Then what is this machine learning? How it contributes to artificial intelligence system? ML is a subset of AI that focuses on enabling machines to learn from data without explicit programming. The information retrieval, the Google search engine. Maybe it's an image or a text or whatever it may be. Or even the ChatGPT and DeepSeek kind of applications, where we use the machine learning a lot, where it can enable machines to learn from the data. You may wonder how much of data has been used to train a ChatGPT. So billions of data and also billions of parameters have been used to build a large language models like ChatGPT and DeepSeek. And the machine can learn with the data, identify the trends and the patterns, and understand, and it can answer your questions whenever asked. And that's what is the machine learning. And also, of course, the classifications and the clustering, identifying the patterns, everything can be modeled with a machine learning algorithms. Algorithms are trained on data to identify patterns and make predictions or even the decisions. For example, weather forecasting. How we can do weather forecasting? A lot of data has been captured by different sensors and equipments, and all the data has been assimilated, and algorithms have been designed, and those algorithms will process the data. Of course, the data can be a text data or an image data or a video data. It's a multimedia data, and the data can be processed, and finally that algorithm is responsible to take a decision that whether is there any cyclone as such. Right? And what is the speed at which the wind travel, and how we have to take care, because particularly the people who are living in the coastal area during cyclone or earthquakes, so they have to be shifted to a safe place. How all these things can be taken care with a weather forecasting system, and how an intelligent algorithms like machine learning algorithms will enable us to achieve that. And that's what is the idea. And next is the deep learning. So today we are all fascinated toward the deep learning because of its simplicity in terms of implementation. Of course, it has already been implemented, and we are making use of the deep learning concepts for implementing other solutions to other problems. That's how it has become a common for all researchers to explore the deep learning models. But you can understand how these deep learning models are useful, and also what is our role in using this deep learning. It's a subset of machine learning that utilizes artificial neural networks with multiple layers, that is deep neural networks, to analyze the data. And these deep learning excels at complex tasks like image recognition and natural language processing. So definitely the ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and any such kind of Google search engines are employing deep learning models for analyzing a large amount of data and take a decision. And even many deep learning models have been designed. I think you might have heard about it. AlexNet, GoogleNet, InceptionNet, MobileNet, right? So many such kind of deep learning models are already being used by the researchers, and by making use of that we can build another model which can solve our problem. But again, I can let you know then what is the role of a researcher at a later point of time. So then what is the computer vision then? This computer vision uses AI, ML and DL to enable computers to see and interpret images and videos, extracting meaningful information from them. For example, if you go to a particular garden, and if you want to know whether that particular garden contains any medicinal plants, because many of us are not aware of it. I think many of you have already heard that in villages there were some experts, right, who used to prepare medicine for jaundice using only medicinal leaves, which is much more effective than English medicine, particularly for the jaundice. They just have to take that small tablet prepared out of medicinal leaves and just spend 1 or 2 days, and your jaundice will be completely cured, right? So that is the technology. I mean, the knowledge our ancestors are having, but now today, if at all we want to know whether is there any medicinal plant in the garden, we are not aware of it. But we are making use of the technology. Just take a picture of that plant and send it to the particular source. I mean, Google or any such kind of authenticated source, and it will analyze your picture and tell you that whether it's a medicinal plant or not. If it's a medicinal plant, to which class it belongs to, what are the medicinal uses, how can we prepare a medicine. So that's what is the technology. That's what is called a computer vision, right? That's just an example, but you can see many such kind of innovations. And another very interesting example that you can even think of. So today, with the technology, we can build the community or integrate the community of physically challenged and a normal community. I think all of you have already heard about it, and you have seen that the blind people are specially able people who cannot speak, who cannot hear, but still